got a taste of it on that first down run.
I love how he handed it to us, and then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line, and they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week, and boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
And here's the headshots for the offense, and Carlos Hyde, a talented back.
Has taken over as the lead runner. A terrific talent. Can batter you inside, but has more speed than what you expect to take it the distance.
On second down, Hyde. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. And that linebacker group today could be very key.
As we were preparing for this game, you pointed out to me as we were watching film that the linebackers look like an elite unit. I agree with you totally. They move around, fly to the football, and take it away from offenses.
The open man is Smith. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
They'll run for it with Hyde. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
They try again with Hyde. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco
I'll do the homework
touchdown. Carlos Hyde, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive.
Yeah, it's just lost its interest.
After the touchdown, it's Dawson on to kick it away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. A running play now for Forte. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move, to influence the defensive front, to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Play clock winding down. Here's Smith now on second down. Escaping the pressure right. And some room to maneuver. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Yeah,
man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
On first down, this is Forte. Fighting through. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. They'll try the air now with Smith. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeForest Buckner, the first-round pick from Oregon. In there to bury him for a loss of 11. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Smith. Under pressure, and they to him again. Aaron Lynch in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Ellington now to return it. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments. They've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
2nd down following the run. Again, it's Hyde. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Gabbert gives this one off to Hyde. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll try to throw here. Gabbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target, and it's 3rd down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. On 3rd down, Gabbert. He's going to go up top for the end zone. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the 1st down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers. And on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the lead moves to 10-zip. Maybe an anxious moment or two when the ball was on its way, but he does find a way to curl it in.
Oh, yeah. That one definitely hugged the left upright, but he got it to go.
And now out come the Jets. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Following the penalty, it's Forte. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Ian Williams with a tackle.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing, and on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So here we go now, an extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it. Weren't daunted at all. and picked it up.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. From the gun, here's Smith. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Forte, the lone running back. Time to step aside. Back with more after this. Now Geno on 1st down. And this one's incomplete. The veteran tight end Scott Chandler, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to the air, Smith on 2nd down. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets have made this a 1-score game.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. On the return, here's Dree Archer. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
Gabbert on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And get it out to midfield. It's later. They changed the
right
time.
at midfield at the 50. It's an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah,
that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, they changed the time because they wanted people to be able to get home.
Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Gabbert now from the 50. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Was that a receiver?
That I don't know.
Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
A 10th carry for Hyde. And down to the 36-yard line here. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
To throw is Gabbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Carlos Hyde was the target. And now it's 2nd down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well. And he didn't get that done on that play.
Slot man moves right. They'll run it now out of the gun. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. 3rd and short yardage. Gabbert. They go screen pass to Hyde. Nothing doing on that one. It'll be 4th down.
I know you've got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
And the Jets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
Oh.
A shotgun snap for Smith. That one complete to Anderson. And he's brought down. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. First down, Smith. He's going to float this one deep right side. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Tremaine Brock. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Mostert now to return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. New York set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Here's Smith now on second down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On the counter, Forte. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. Here's Smith. Sets up the screen to Forte. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know, the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's brought down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Forte, the lone running back. And he'll get it up the middle. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And the ball is knocked out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Smith. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
To throw is Smith. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Not enough sense of urgency there. Play clock hits 0, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I like your point there. Not enough sense of urgency. People walking up to the line of scrimmage, you've got to get up there and get set and be ready to go.
Following the penalty, it's high. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles. In a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And
this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a jet touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. They start the drive with Hyde. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Back now here in Santa Clara. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They run again with Hyde on first. Cuts it out to the sideline. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Black 22! Black 22!
Another tote for the afternoon workhorse. It's Hyde. And he's brought down. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it'll be a San Francisco 1st down.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense. On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. Handoff comes to Hyde. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. The toss play. This is Hyde. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Flush to his right, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Hyde. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a 4th quarter lead. And Dawson's kick is good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. That does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front. But then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out. And you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. They start on the ground with Forte. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. On second down, Forte. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And this will probably be the last play they can squeeze in here before the 2-minute warning.
Defense always has to be careful in this situation. A lot of teams like to take a shot.
And the defense lines up looking for one final stop.
And they will be playing for the pass in this situation, not expecting any type of a run.
Smith going to throw on 3rd and 1. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Oh, I did.
Anderson's got it. Wow, evasive.
Make a miss.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
And the penalty now makes it 1st and 20. Back to throw. That one complete to Anderson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And now they're in the hurry-up. So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. He's back to throw. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of mid. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Probably.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And now the 49er offense ready to go and getting back out onto the field. 2-point game. They have the football. Their defense was able to do their job. Now can the offense just hold on here, Charles?
And they'd better, because after the job the defense did to give them the ball back with this lead, it's time for them to seal the deal and allow them to go to the locker room with a victory.
They'll try to seal the deal. Here we go. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They come out with one back and three tight ends. On the counter, this is Hyde. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the